All right, time to break down the best games or the biggest games of week 4 of college football. I would like to point out Indiana beat Illinois so bad that they have been bumped to winners and losers. We're not going to break down that massacre here, okay, bud? Sound good?
Wow, that I did not expect.
We'll get to it.
Whew.
Let's start with Florida and Miami. Miami wins it 26-7. Very weird score. And Miami was in complete control of this game. It felt like they were dominating this game. They were dominating the game. And then Jaden Ball scores a touchdown with a little over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and it's 13-7. And Florida picks Carson Beck off, and you're going, wait, what is happening right now?
No doubt. That was it did not it's one of those games where you're watching, like we were watching it at the house, and we were just kind of loosely paying attention to it because there was nothing going for Florida, and then bam, all of a sudden. But Miami responded in the fourth.
Yeah, they responded the way that good teams do, and they were clearly, if you watch this thing down in and down out, they were clearly the better football team. They completely controlled the game at the line of scrimmage. They may be the best line of scrimmage team in the country with that O line and D line.
Dude, Ruben Bain on defense.
I can't
Oh,
stop. I can't stop staring at his legs. I
that
just.
guy is
I don't even know what his arms look like. I just.
whew, he is a player, man. Wow.
They
Right.
are extremely entertaining to watch on defense. The way that they fly around and strike you, it's fun to watch, man. And then on the offensive side, they got skill talent that can go.
It
Fletcher and
feels
Brown at running back, all the wide receivers, this team flies around, man, on both sides of the ball. It's very, very entertaining to watch.
the thing about, like, the big difference in, at least to me, whenever I watch college football compared to NFL football, college football is very scheme oriented, um, team defense, responsibility driven. NFL, like, you watch just a random passing play in the NFL. If it's a 8 yard play, you have like an incredible route that's run by a guy. You have like great like one-on-one protection, and then defensively, usually to make a tackle on an 8 yard play, someone makes an unbelievable one-on-one tackle. It's so like individually driven. It's a ton of like these one-on-one battles on the field in the NFL. That's what it feels like when I watch Miami play. They play kind of like an NFL team where you have these great one-on-one wins everywhere. It's impressive.
With that in mind, if Miami wants to accomplish what I assume are their main goals this season of winning a conference championship and a national championship, Carson Beck has to be better than he was in this game.
Yeah.
If they want to make real noise, like he cannot be as inconsistent as he was in this game. The arm strength for the first time looked a little, I don't know, he's kind of floating a bunch of throws in this game, threw a couple picks. I don't know, just he did not look sharp, but it really didn't matter because Miami's defense just suffocated Florida. They couldn't do anything offensively. Ted, they had 139 yards of offense. DJ Lagway, Mr. All Everything coming into the season, 61 yards passing in this game. They were 0 of 13 on third down.
It's brutal. And I'll tell you what's crazy. I and Florida is going to get hammered. They're 1-3. I get it. Their next game is against Texas. Okay. But their defense, they lost to South Florida giving up 18. They lost to LSU giving up 20. And they lost to Miami giving up 26. So, and they held them. It was what until the fourth quarter against Miami. They had held Miami's offense to just what 13 points through three quarters of football. I I get it. Their offense is terrible right now, but that defense is performing pretty dang well against what are thought of to be really good offenses.
2025 Florida is 2024 Oklahoma.
Yes, that's right.
The
Very
defense
well
has held
put.
up their end of the bargain, and the offense has been an absolute disaster. And the big time quarterback recruit has been maybe your biggest issue.
Again, go
It's
back to
it's very similar, man.
what we talked about all offseason. Like him not being able to practice with the football team basically until the season started. Not good for a young quarterback.
The Gators are 1-3, and Miami looks like one of these teams that it'll just be very, very surprising if they are not right in the mix when we get to January.
Yeah.
They look good. All right, moving on to the next game. There was a big one in the Big 12, and Texas Tech went to Salt Lake City and handled business.
They did. And
34-10, Ted.
34-10, and they were up 10-3 at halftime, but they had, I mean, what, two interceptions, like in the end, throwing into the end zone as well. Like it ended up being 34-10. This game could have been much worse than what it ended up being.
It's not that complicated, really. And Kyle Whittingham even admitted it after the game. And you could see, I went and watched the clip. You could see just the almost the shock on his face when he said it. He was just like, hey, Texas Tech was more physical than us. They went to Salt Lake City and controlled the line of scrimmage against a program who, like, that's their thing.
Yep.
And maybe the worst thing Utah did was knock Baron Morton out of the game because Will Hammond came in and that dude balled out. It was
13 of 16 with two touchdowns.
13 to
Efficient.
16, 169, two touchdowns, and dude could scoot with the legs a little bit. They dialed up some QB run game with him. And I hate I know he's dealt with a lot of injuries throughout his career, but him getting knocked out, like the offense opened up with Will Hammond out there at quarterback.
Yep.
There's no other way to say it. Like they got much better offensively once he stepped into that role.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if there's something there with that, but at least for the one game experience, you got exactly what you want from your backup quarterback. Came in and handled the offense and hit guys, explosives, was efficient, toted the rock 61 yards. That's a hell of a performance from the backup.
Joey McGuire may have an interesting decision to make.
Yeah. What was it? What did Morton go out with?
Got blasted. The natural assumption is
Yeah.
he was concussed. So I don't know, but if you love turnovers, that first half of that game was was for you.
Right.
Utah could not hold on to the ball. It was crazy.
That was wild. It
I
just some of those receivers just got the ball straight up taken from them on those interceptions.
Texas Tech's defense, they went all in to assemble the defensive line that they've got. Spent a lot of money to do it. Longest run of the day for Utah was 8 yards.
That was kind of the conversation or the storyline going in. Okay, hey, this is you've put a lot of money into it. This is the game that you should go win if you're the way that you're going to operate is going to work. And I think they made a statement that the operation is working just fine.
Tech committed 14 penalties, turned it over twice, and won by 24 on the road.
Yep.
Pretty impressive, man. I mean, there's no doubt who's better between those two teams.
Yeah.
Bottled up Dampier, like Really, really impressive performance on the road in a huge game for them.
Yep. Which is something that we didn't really talk about a whole lot in our football game was the amount of penalties we committed and how big of a detriment that was to us. 100 yards, I think, right around in penalty yardage for us. That was a lot.
The throw it up to Coleman play is hard to defend.
It sure is.
They should have done it more. All right, last game we're going to break down. Michigan went to Lincoln and got it done, man. 30-27. And I don't think I watched this entire game this morning. I don't think this final score is really a great reflection of how this game went. To me, it felt like Michigan was in control pretty much the whole way. Like
Yes.
that's just how it felt to me. I thought they were the more physical team. I thought that they were just the better team for pretty much all four quarters.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it, they did what they typically do. They play great defense and run the football. And, they ran it for what, 290 compared to Nebraska's 43. I know Nebraska was able to throw it around a little bit on them, but 2 of 13 on third down, stuff the run, put them in third and long. That formula still works in football.
You don't want to give up the explosive run in football, Ted.
Nope.
Michigan, touchdown runs of 37 for Underwood. Justice Haynes had another 75-yarder.
He's ripping off some long. That's what, 3 super long runs so far?
And Jordan Marshall had a 54-yarder. So touchdown runs of 37, 75, and 54 for the Wolverines. That'll do.
Yep.
So a little more QB run game in for Underwood. A couple of really nice QB draws. And then that Michigan defense, bunch of OU fans, oh, you made them sound like they're the 85 Bears. They're not bad on defense, man. 7 sacks. Raiola, a lot of that game was just kind of running for his life, man, on some of those dropbacks because they couldn't run it. They just couldn't. They couldn't move Michigan at the point of attack. He had to throw it a bunch, put him in some bad spots, and they struggled for stretches to protect him. And he's not a super mobile guy, Ted. So it's just kind of a bad combination there for the Huskers.
Yeah. I what do you think in Nebraska? Now the rest of their schedule, they've got a bunch of, I think they're going to have a good season. They got a bunch of winnable games, but I still don't think they're on that tier yet for like what you would consider a playoff caliber football team.
No, I
I expect them to win a bunch of games though. Like they've got, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, and Northwestern are their next 4 games before they play USC at home. Like I think they're going to win all 4 of those games. There may be a slip up, but I would expect them to win all 4 of those. USC, winnable, we'll see. But UCLA, they can beat them. They can beat Iowa. I mean, they got USC and Penn State left, and those are the 2 games that you would say maybe they lose.
I think they're going to get housed by both of those teams.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think they're dynamic enough.
Offensively, yeah.
But it's also, they've lost 28 straight games against top 25 opponents. And I know that goes back to all the Frost stuff. Like, I get that. And rules, I do think Rule has it going in the right direction, but I'm just not picking Nebraska to win a big game until I see it.
That's how I was with this one. But we'll see. We'll see how they can continue to get better. But sometimes whenever you've got when you just don't have the guys to do something that you need to do, it's kind of like at some point you got to say it is what it is until you get the capable players to do those things.
Only other thing I have on this game is I would just love to know the percentage of teams that have lost a game where they connected on a Hail Mary during the game.
Right.
Because what was it? Raiola DeBarney before the half to make it 17 all at half. It's like this feels like this massive play in the game and they lose.
Yeah.
I know it's not at the end of the game, but I'm saying like if a what are the chances a team connects on a Hail Mary in a game and loses?
Yeah, and it gave you some momentum definitely going into the half, but you came out, you went three and out, you went three and out. That's the end of the third quarter. And then you got a field goal, three and out, and then a touchdown late. So Michigan's defense came to play in the second half.
Yes, they did. It's a nice win for Michigan. Nice win for Biff.
That exchange he had with Saban was hilarious.
Dude. It's impossible not to like that guy. I mean,
It, I would not figure him for a car guy, but he's talking about the Ferrari super fast, and Saban's like, well, yeah, when it came time to pony up for money, you got alligator arms. He's like, yeah, we'll talk to my Bentley dealer or Rolls Royce dealer that I just bought a
Biff
car.
is independently wealthy. He was a hedge fund guy.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Go
fun.
read up on that guy. He what an interesting cat.
That was that was just not the exchange I expected from those two guys. That was pretty
Don't
funny.
don't judge a book by its cover, Ted.
That's right.
Don't judge
Right.
Biff by that cover, by the way he looks. All
Still
right,
waiting on that Ferrari super fast.